I get asked by people all the time, whether it's in comments on YouTube videos or just by friends of mine that know that I'm really into firearms, what AR-15 do I recommend? Well, I recommend Geissele. I think that Geissele makes the best AR for the price, the best value. And before you say Geissele is ridiculously expensive, it's not as expensive as you think. And I'm going to explain why and how you can get it a lot cheaper than what it looks like. But first I want to explain why I recommend Geissele. There are a lot of really good rifles out there and a lot of good manufacturers. Knight's Armament, LMT, you've got Daniel Defense, you've got a lot of good ones. And then you've got a lot of lower tier ones. I've got a PSA in the safe over there, a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 right here, and they both work just fine. But I think for the money, it's really hard to beat Geissele. Geissele goes a couple steps above mil spec. I think their Super Duty rifle is extremely hard to beat. The URGI, fantastic if you really want to do the cloner thing. And Mark 16 rail sure does look good. This is what I'm building my newest build with. And even if you don't want to do a full Geissele rifle, if you don't feel comfortable putting an upper together and torquing the barrel nut and all that stuff, get a URGI or a Super Duty upper and put it on a Griffin Armament Mark II lower. That's what I really recommend. But like my boss at work, he recently, a few months ago, asked me what AR-15 I recommend. I told him the Geissele Super Duty. Another good friend of mine just asked me a few nights ago what I recommend. I told him the same thing. And there's good reasons for it. So I don't own a Geissele Super Duty. I don't own a full Geissele rifle. But there are some Geissele parts that I use in pretty much all of my builds. Every AR I have has a Geissele trigger in it. And this one behind me has a super safety with a mil-spec trigger at the moment, but I pulled a Geissele SDE out of it to put that super safety in. Every one of my ARs has a Geissele Super 42 braided wire buffer system. And my favorite handguards are Geissele handguards. I've got a Mark 8 here and a Mark 16 for my new build that I'm working on. Geissele just makes really good stuff. And like I said, it's a step above mil-spec. Their RE BCG is way better than most bolt carrier groups on the market. Now, are you going to do just fine with a regular mil-spec bolt carrier group? Absolutely. Now, I've got a Chrome Microbest in the Mark 18. It's fantastic. A BCM in the 14.5 inch, fantastic. And those are pretty much just, quality mil-spec bolt carrier groups. But Geissele's are just a little bit better. Their nano coating and they just pay really good attention to the details. Their barrels are fantastic. I think they make the best handguards. I know they make the best triggers. Their buffer system is my favorite. Literally everything that they do is just really, really good. But it's expensive, right? And it is. If you go look at a full Geissele rifle, it's not a cheap rifle. We're talking like $2,500. It's also not, Knight's Armament prices, that's for sure. I think you get a lot more for your money with Geissele, but the thing is, there's not really any reason to pay full price. You see, Geissele stuff goes on sale multiple times a year. Not just multiple times a year, it goes on sale all the freaking time. If you just missed a Geissele sale, wait a month or two, and there's another Geissele sale coming. And besides that, they also do blem deals. Now, a lot of companies in the firearm space do blem deals, but Geissele really does it. They have a whole section of their product line called Count Blemula. And in fact, that's what this handguard is right here. If you can see that on the camera, that is the Count. That's Count Blemula. And they push out the Blemula stuff at an incredibly discounted price. This handguard was like $150 off of what its normal retail price is on the Geissele website, and I can't find a blem or a blemish on it. It is absolutely perfect. Now, while my recommendation for an AR is a Geissele Super Duty rifle, my recommendation for internet security is this video's sponsor, which is Aura. Have you ever been scammed or doxxed or had your identity theft stolen? Well, I have, but I haven't since I got Aura. Aura takes care of all that for you. What's happening is that your data has been leaked and is out on the internet and on the dark web and being sold by data brokers to scammers, spammers, and other people that want to take advantage of you. Well, Aura finds those data brokers that are selling your personal information, and you would be surprised how detailed the personal information that they're selling is about you. It's kind of sickening, to be quite honest. And they're making billions of dollars doing it, and you're not getting a cent of those billions of dollars. Well, that information is yours. And so Aura submits professional opt-out requests on your behalf to those data brokers, which they have to comply with by law. And then you don't get spam, you don't get scam calls anymore. All of that stuff goes away. They also have a $5 million identity theft insurance. They have alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, 24/7 fraud monitoring, a VPN, antivirus software, a password manager, and US-based support available around the clock to help you. You can try Aura out absolutely free using my link, aura.com/sawtoothtactical, first link in the description. If you decide to keep it after that, it is only $12 a month, and you get all of those things I just mentioned and more. But again, you've got absolutely nothing to lose by trying it out. So try it out for free for 2 weeks. That's 14 days. Again, at aura.com/sawtoothtactical. Before the ad break there, I said that Geissele is not as expensive as you might think because they're constantly running sales and blem deals. And that is true. More than any other firearms company that I see, Geissele puts stuff on sale. They do it around every single holiday. We've got Halloween coming up. There's probably going to be a Halloween Count Blemula sale because it kind of goes with the theme. The Count is, of course, a vampire. So it would make sense. Now, I don't know if they're going to do a Blemula sale at Halloween, but it would make sense. There's going to be Black Friday coming up soon. There's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, they always do a huge sale, but they literally do sales for every holiday. And it's not only on the Geissele website, but Primary Arms runs the same sales prices as Geissele during all those same sales. In fact, I got this Blam handguard from Primary Arms, not directly from Geissele. But I have Geissele triggers in all of my ARs. You want to know how many of them I've paid full retail price for? 0. Geissele triggers go for like $240. I have never paid that. I've usually paid between $140 and $160. That's how big their sales are. You get like 40% off of their regular prices. It's ridiculous. And so whenever they are having a sale, it makes sense to go and see what's available. Their full Super Duty upper receivers I saw recently for less than $1,000. Now, normally a Geissele complete upper, between $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 for just the upper. Now, when we talk about, Palmetto State Armor, you can get a full AR for $500. That seems like a very expensive rifle. But the quality is on a whole different level compared to something like PSA. And again, not talking shit about PSA. I own a PSA. I shoot it all the time. But Geissele it's just better. They have better handguards. They have better triggers, bolt carrier groups, barrels. They have better, just everything they do. Their buffer system. It's just very, very good. Very high quality stuff that'll last forever. There's a reason that they have government military contracts. Their stuff is fantastic. And while, again, there are other manufacturers that make really high quality stuff as well, they don't do sales and blem stuff like Geissele does, at least not on the regular basis that Geissele does. And so that's why I recommend it. It's not only the quality, but it's also the value. And it's the value specifically when it goes on sale. Yes, when their stuff is not on sale, the full retail price is very expensive stuff. But all you got to do is be a little bit patient, wait a month or two, and there will be another Geissele sale, and you can get their stuff for a fantastic deal. And that is kind of the not so secret of Geissele in the gun industry. Geissele makes great stuff, and you can get it for a damn good deal pretty dang regularly. But let me know down in the comments, if someone asked you today what AR-15 you would recommend, let me know what it is down there. Because Geissele is far from the only company that makes a really good AR. I just think that when you balance their quality versus the value, especially when you can get them on sale, I think that it's really hard to beat. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite is or what you would recommend down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Make sure you subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.